everybody? Cinema Sickness here with your daily sickness video, and as always, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. So today I got up bright and early, the crack of dawn, to head out to Jake's Flea Market. Haven't been out there in a few weeks, maybe even a month at this point. It's been a while since I've been out there, so definitely wanted to head out there, do a bit of hunting, see what I could find, and of course, while I was out there, shot some videos, so let's go do some hunting. Well, alright guys, we are back out at Jake's Flea Market, and unfortunately today's not the busiest day I've ever seen at Jake's. Not a ton of people selling stuff, but that's probably because they're calling for extreme temperatures today. But I got out here bright and early to hopefully beat the heat, and it kind of worked. But there were still some good deals to be found, like Philadelphia Experiment 2. That is not something I come across every day, and Fraggle Rock, the complete first season. I already have it, but both of those were $1 a piece, so needless to say, I was definitely picking them up. Cool Batman the movie release too, but I already have it, and that Rogers and Hammerstein box set is also really cool, but already have those, and they wanted $5 for that, so I did pass on it. But something else they had that was really cool was this Disney Princess TV. Look at that, that is totally awesome. What would I do with it? I don't know, but it was pretty badass. I would have loved to have gotten it. And then on the smart DVDs here, all like individually priced and whatnot, kind of weird. Big stand, good movie. Nothing in here I needed to grab. Either had everything I wanted or just a lot of stuff that I had no interest in. So passed on all of that. Then on to this lady again. Her and her $1 DVDs. As I mentioned in the past, this lady used to get in all kinds of new stuff all the time. But over the last year or so, nothing new. Same stuff over and over and over again. But you always got to look. You never know. And then a whole bunch of $2 CDs, and mostly just stuff I had absolutely no interest in whatsoever. A lot of just junk in my opinion. But oddly enough, this was in here. Job for a Cowboy. That was a bizarre title to find mixed in with all that random stuff. Really weird. And then we have, I believe, an 8mm or Super 8 film projector. I'm not exactly sure. I'd have to double check on that. I don't know if it worked or not, so I just passed. No need to get that. They wanted too much for it. And then on some random DVDs down here, some weird titles I have never even heard of, and a lot of stuff that's just common. I already had $1 a piece, but I passed. And then on some $1 music, gotta love $1 CDs. Unfortunately, a lot more of nothing I needed, but they did have some Aiden. I was definitely interested in picking this up. That's a cool find. Not something I come across too often, so definitely had to grab that. And very cool to come across the Spice Girls with the Wannabe single, but I already have 2 copies, so I passed on that. But I didn't have the Beach Boys Pet Sounds. Definitely wanted to grab that for $1. Awesome deal. The guy also had some Game Boy games here. He wanted $3 a piece, asked if he'd take 2. He said yes, and the only one I grabbed was this NBA game. Probably had no interest in it, but didn't have it. $2. Had to pick it up. And this is interesting. All these DVDs here, check this out. Every single one, a bootleg. Every one of those was a copy. That was insane. And then a lot of random stuff here. A lot of $1 titles you get at Walmart. Nothing I needed to pick up. But ooh, free candy. Score. Definitely grabbing some of that. And check this out, guys. Everything this person had, $1. A lot of awesome stuff, including a Dual 8 film projector. Are you kidding me? $1 for that? I had no idea if it worked or not, but for $1, who cares? I picked it up. Awesome, awesome score for $1. And then, wow, some more Game Boy games? That's twice now. I don't come across Game Boy games that often, actually. They wanted $5 a piece. I passed. Nothing I needed to grab there. And then Talladega Nights on UMD Video. Cool, but I already have it. And a bunch more bootleg DVDs. And, wow, more Game Boy games? Jeez. And they had that golf game that I was interested in. $2, I picked it up. So, wow, today is definitely a Game Boy game day. And here are some more. But once again, this lady wanted $5 for all her games. I'm not paying that much for those not very good games. So I did pass on all of that. But still crazy to see so much Game Boy in one day. I just don't come across that much. So that guy there was rocking out, playing some good music. And this person here, look at this. 6 for $1 VHS. I was in heaven. Grabbed some pretty cool titles of this person. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to find a ton of stuff I wanted. Actually, was only able to find 4 titles, but luckily enough, my friend Chris met up with me, and I said, hey, grab some stuff. They're doing 6 for $1. So he grabbed a few titles, actually grabbed 1 too many, and the guy said, that's fine, take it. So very cool. So we ended up getting 7 titles for $1. Really cool. And then I came across some Fresh Prince. Definitely had to pick that up. Love me some DJ Jazzy Jeff the Fresh Prince. And oh my god, more Game Boy games. But once again, nothing I needed, so I passed. Can't believe just so many Game Boy games. And check this out, a movie viewer, very cool. Unfortunately, it wasn't in the best working condition. They wanted $5 for it. I already have it, didn't need it, so I passed. And then on this some more DVDs here. Nothing in there I needed, already have it, all that stuff, but woo. Some Weird Al. I'm definitely picking up Weird Al. Love it. Very cool. And then to finish off the day, check this out. Coming across all these awesome Star Wars figures. They wanted $250 for all those. I was not paying that. I don't really collect that, so I passed. And some movies, but nothing I needed. So there you go, guys. That was my trip out to Jake's. Let's take a look at what I got. Well, alright guys, there you go. That was my trip out to Jake's Flea Market, and although I wouldn't call it a bad trip at all, it definitely wasn't my best trip either. Unfortunately, as I mentioned, it was very, very warm. The last few days, actually, we've been in a little bit of a heat wave here in Pennsylvania. It's been around like 100 degrees for the past like 3 days, and I think people were well aware of that, obviously, and as such, a lot of people did not set up at Jake's. In fact, I got up really early in the morning because I wanted to beat the heat. I want to get out there as soon as possible. Well, not as soon as possible, but sooner than I usually get out there to try and beat the heat a little bit. And by like 10 o'clock, I was leaving. Other people who were selling stuff were leaving as well. And that's not usually the case. Although people at Jake's usually do pack up and leave around like noonish. It's not one of those flea markets that are like open like all day. Like, well, they're open later, but by like noon, most people are leaving. It's one of those type of deals. Like people just don't stick around past noon for whatever reason at Jake's Flea Market. But it's weird to see people closing up at like 10 o'clock and getting out of there. But it was just so warm. People didn't want to sit under the sun and just bake in the sun selling stuff out on tarps. Nobody wanted to do that. So I don't really blame people. So because it was so incredibly warm, just a lot of people didn't set up, and it is what it is. But still, it was a good day. I did get some cool stuff. Actually found some really good deals, so let's take a look at what I got. So first up here, we'll take a look at the Game Boy games I came across. Yes, Game Boy games. As you saw in the video, I came across, actually, not a ton, but a decent amount, more than I usually do. As I mentioned before, when I first started getting back into collecting Game Boy games, I thought, I'm going to find these everywhere. They're Game Boy games. How am I not going to find Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games, Game Boy Color games? They're going to be all over the place. Every yard sale, every flea market, every pawn. I mean, I'm just going to find these things just all over the place. It's Game Boy. It was a super popular system. All three of them were super popular. Games everywhere. I don't come across them nearly as much as I expected, especially at places like Jake's. I surprisingly don't see them too often. So, needless to say, when I came across a whole bunch of them today, I was pretty excited, and I ended up picking up 3 here. Some of them were priced a little bit too high, and then it was a lot of stuff I already had, unfortunately. But ended up grabbing on the Game Boy Advance, All Grown Up, Express Yourself. Didn't have this one yet, grabbed it for $2. Good deal. Then I also grabbed All-Star Challenge 2. So, some basketball here for the Game Boy. Not really into sports all that much, but it was a game I didn't have, and for $2, I picked it up. The guy initially wanted 3 for these, and he said, I was like, okay, and I walked away, and he goes, how about 2? So it always pays some time to walk away if you're not happy with the price. He dropped it down to 2 apiece, so for 2 apiece, I picked those up. And then also for 2, the person actually, I think, wanted like 5 for this, and I was like, would you do 2? It's a sports game. And I'm like, okay, yeah, 2. This is PGA European Tour. A golfing game for the Game Boy. Could be decent. Golfing games, sometimes are okay, actually. I don't always hate golfing games. So maybe it's a good one. I don't know. Sometimes they're okay, sometimes they're not so much. So we'll see about this one. I've never even heard of it, but for $2 again, I picked it up. It's another Game Boy game. So yeah, surprisingly, some Game Boy pickups at Jake's. That's always fun. All right, now onto the CDs. Don't worry, we're getting to the cinema. This was really weird. This is Job for a Cowboy Genesis. What is weird about this? This is like a deathcore band. This band, I mean, it's screaming, it's growling, it's just super, just metal in your face. Deathcore is what they call this music. It's insane, and I love it. But what's weird about this is the lady who was selling this, all her music, I guess the best way to describe it would be like old white lady music. A lot of like country and like America's Got Talent stars and things like that, like American Idol, you know, stuff like that, like that type of music, stuff you would hear just on like Top 40 radio, you know, like just old white lady music is what I'm trying to. That's the best way to describe it. And she had a ton of that music, and I'm like looking through this and thinking like, oh, there's nothing good in here. I get to the very end, and this is sitting in there. Why? I don't know. I'm assuming maybe this was like her sons or something, or her daughters. I don't know. One of her kids, and it just got mixed in by accident, because this was the odd man out. This was nothing like any other CD in the group. So very weird. Got it for $2. Good deal. So I definitely got to pick that up. Then for $1, grabbed DJ Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince, Code Red. Awesome. Love me some Jazzy Jeff and Fresh Prince. Definitely got to pick that up. Great CD. These I grabbed for $2 a piece. First thing you have here is Aiden. Great band. Do enjoy their music. And also the Beach Boys, Pet Sounds. Very cool as well. Grabbed these from the same person I grabbed both of these Game Boy games from. So very cool. So awesome. Two good albums right there for $2. And then also, I think I paid $1 for this, if I'm not mistaken. I grabbed Weird Al Yankovic, the TV album. Very cool. I used to have every Weird Al album in my collection back in the day. I think up to Straight Outta Lynchwood. I had every one of those albums, and then again, I sold them all off like an idiot. So regret doing that. Trying to get them all back now, and here's another one. So very cool. Weird Al. I'm a huge fan. I can't tell you how many times I just put my iPod on, just Weird Al Shuffle, just listen to all his music. I'm a nerd. I love this stuff. This is great music in my opinion. So very cool. So that was it for all the CDs and games. Now onto the actual cinema that I know that most of you were here for. So first thing we'll take a look at are some VHSs I picked up. So this person was selling all their VHS tapes for it was 6 for $1. Awesome deal. I was only able to find 4. However, my friend Chris, as you guys saw in the video, I met up with him, and when I met up with him, I was actually looking through these. He got there a little bit later than me, and I told him where I was, and when he came over, I was looking through these, and I was like, dude, I can only find 4 titles I want. I'm like, you see 2 you want? Pick them up. And any 2 you want, yeah, I'm paying for it. Get it. So he ended up picking up 3. He found 3 he wanted, and he was holding them, and I was like, oh, yeah, you have to guess you have to put one down. And he was trying to figure out which one he didn't want, and the guy who's selling them overheard me, and he goes, oh, just take them. So we ended up getting 7 for $1. Awesome. So I ended up getting these, and Chris ended up getting 3 as well. So very cool that he just got for free, which is awesome. So first got picked up here. This is awesome. This was amazing. This is a Sheppen Puddle. I have no idea. Cinderella and German, I think this is a German release of Cinderella. Look at that. So cool. For those of you out there who are perhaps German, or perhaps whatever language that is, if you're from a country that speaks that language, or if you just are smarter than me, let me know what this is. I have no idea, except for the fact that Cinderella, but I don't know where this is from. But this is really, really cool. I love the fact that it came with all its like inserts and stuff. Like, look at all this. This is so cool. It's got whatever this is. He's like, I don't know, like perforated. They come. I don't know. This is so cool. All this stuff, and it's all brand new. It's not even been like used or anything. And there's the tape. Look at that. That is amazing. That is awesome. I am just in love with this. And again, I think this is German. All the writing on here looks very German to me, so I'm thinking this is a German release. I could be wrong though. But anyway, very cool. I love picking up these just foreign releases of Disney titles. Big Disney nut, so I love grabbing these. That was really cool. A weird find too. I don't know how this got mixed into the guy's stuff, but that was awesome. Then some more Disney here with A Far Off Place. Never seen this one, so definitely had to pick that up. Looks interesting. Again, I've never seen it, but I love me some Disney, so definitely want to pick that up and check it out. Leave some comments down below. Let me know about that one. Then we have Sunset Grill. Again, never seen this one. Just looked really interesting. Looks like a very fun movie, so definitely want to check it out. Looks very much like a something you'd see like on late night, like HBO, like back in the day. Rated R. I have a feeling there's going to be a lot of TNA in this, and cursing and guns and all kinds of stuff. Something I would have watched back when I was like a teenager on HBO late at night. And then we have some Gundam Wing W mobile suit. Am I saying that right? Way of the Warrior. Never really got into Gundam Wing. It's a show I've never really checked out before. I had like one of the movies or something like that, but never really something I've gotten into. But I would certainly like to. So I didn't have this. Figured, what the heck? I'm going to pick it up, add it in. So paid $1 for that, and Chris got 3 titles out of it as well, which is really, really cool. Okay, so these were the first thing I actually came across. In fact, I had to have the guy hold these for me and come back for them because, unfortunately, I had no cash on me when I left the house, so I stopped at an ATM. Of course, the ATM gives me a whole bunch of 20s. I actually left with $100, came back with 80, I think $84. So really good deal on all this stuff. So I gave the guy a 20. He's like, I can't break this. I'm like, all right, can you hold this stuff and I'll go I'll go shop around and I'll bring you the $2. And he's like, yeah, sure. So by the end of the in a little hunting trip, I ended up coming back and the guy still had them. So very cool. So I got these for $1 a piece. Really good deals for me. In fact, I'm going to say out of everything I got, these are probably the best deals. So we have the Philadelphia Experiment 2. This is a cool find. This is something I just never come across. What an awesome find right here. In perfect condition. Definitely had to pick it up. I've never seen this. In fact, I've never seen the Philadelphia Experiment either. I haven't. I just haven't got around to watching it yet. I certainly know it's apparently a good movie from what I hear. It's, I don't want to say a classic, but necessarily, I guess, kind of. But it's definitely a movie I want to see eventually. But now I got both of them, so I can marathon them. That is awesome. Definitely something that's been on my wish list for some time now, ever since I picked up the Philadelphia Experiment. Been on my wish list, something I wanted to grab, but it's just one of those titles where it's like, you know, am I ever going to come across this out in the wild? And they left the damn security sticker on. Am I ever going to come across this out in the wild? Who knows? I did. That's awesome. $1 for this, an absolute steal. But an even more steal than that, this, I can't believe they only wanted $1 for this. The guy said $1 for all the DVDs, and I was like, really? I'm like, even this, $1? He goes, yep. So I had to pick it up. I already own this, but I had to grab it. And that is the complete first season of Fraggle Rock. How cool is that for $1? Again, I do already own it, but I'm picking it up for, I guess I'll probably pick it up as a backup. I could probably sell this and make some money off it, obviously, but it's in perfect condition, completely, every disc completely scratch free. So really, I just picked it up as a backup. You guys know me. If I come across something that's rare, something that if I were to scratch, if I were to drop a disc from my collection and something bad would happen to it, that I would have to actually probably shell out some money to get another copy of. If I come across a copy for cheap, I like to hold a copy as a backup, just in case. I'm kind of OCD like that, but I've had it happen before where I've dropped a DVD that isn't easy. I can't just run out to Walmart and replace, and it's bothered me. So now when I come across something like this, I always pick it up. So $1 for this, an insanely amazing deal. He had that Rodgers and Hammerstein box set too, and I was like, please tell me that's also $1. I already had those titles, but I was totally gonna pick that up as Listia bait, but he said $5 for that one. So I can't believe he didn't say $5 for this as well. Whatever, very cool, $1, awesome deal. So in my opinion, definitely the coolest pickups of the trip. These were awesome. $1 for these each, which is amazing. But this was really cool as well, but I'll explain why this wasn't as amazing of a pickup. This was also only $1. This person had a whole he had like 3 or 4 like lots. You run out like little lot spaces at the flea market. He had like 4 of these like spaces just full of just junk for $1 a piece, and I couldn't believe that this is only $1. I definitely questioned the guy. He's like, $1 for everything. I'm like, really? For this? This was only $1? And he's like, yeah, $1. And that is very heavy film projector right here. This being a dual 8 film projector, which plays both 8mm and Super 8 film. So awesome. And it even came with, God, it's heavy, even came with the manual, which is really cool. And it has all this like stuff. It has the original receipt. Is there a date on here? I would love there to be a date on here. I don't see one. Oh, come on. Looks like they paid $90 for this. Man, I wish there was a date on here. I really don't see a date. I have no idea. That's a shame. I apparently bought it from some store in New Jersey, which was cool. But yeah, no date on here. Man, I would have loved that. But still, again, the receipt and like coupons and stuff, and then the manual. So this is a, I guess it's GAF, G-A-F, and Ansicovision dual automatic movie projector. I don't know what model or anything like that. Unfortunately, the right here where it have like the name and the model and everything has come off, unfortunately. So I'm not 100% sure on all that, but I mean, like the warranty and everything, so it tells you how to use it. Very, very cool. So why this is almost the best pickup is the fact that I only paid $1 for it. An amazing deal. I didn't have any idea if it worked or not, but I figured for $1, I'm taking the chance. I'm not gonna let a dual 8 film projector go for $1. If it works, awesome. If it doesn't, it was $1. Who cares? So got home, plugged it in, turned it on. Everything started going. The bulb or the lamp came on, which is great because lamps for these things can be expensive to replace. So the lamp comes on. Everything starts running. Everything's great. And I'm running it. I'm about to load some filming because it's self-loading. And all of a sudden, the lamp turns off and things stop running, and it just, you can hear like something's running inside, but like not everything's going. And I'm like, oh man. So I didn't know what the problem was. I opened it up. I took the back off, and where all the gears and everything are, and it snapped. It's a belt that snapped. So that stinks. It is what it is. I probably have another one of these. I have a bunch of film projectors that I just, every time I come across a film projector for cheap, whether I know it works or not, I pick it up because they don't make these things anymore. I need these things to watch my film on. So I always pick these up when I come across them for cheap. I have a bunch upstairs, some that work, some that don't, some that like kind of work. So my guess is inside one of those projectors, possibly, probably, maybe the same size belts. I don't know. I'll have to check on that one. So I'm going to check. Hopefully I can replace this, and then it should be working in theory. I never got to actually truly test it out because it broke before I actually could load it with any film. So I'm not 100% sure, but it appears to be in working condition with the exception of this broken belt. So that stinks. At the very least, I probably could order another one of these offline, possibly, for cheap. I don't know what to see. So I'm going to look into that. I would really like to get this up and running. So I'm going to go through some of the ones I have upstairs first, take them apart, see if I have a belt like this inside any of those other ones. If I do, plop it in here, and we'll see if it works. And I'll let you guys know whenever I get around to doing that. So very cool, even though this happened. But, I mean, that's kind of the way it goes with these old projectors. I can't tell you how many times... I don't even know where it went. There it is. I can't tell you how many times I've had belts break on me for these. These Laserdisc players. I mean, it happens with old electronics. All these old electronics we have belts in them. I mean, it's going to be the same thing with Blu-ray, DVD, all that stuff. All those things have belts in them that are eventually going to dry out, and years from now, they're all going to be snapping on us. It's just the way it goes. I mean, this thing's like... this thing's so dry. That's just the way it goes, fortunately. All the other belts inside seemed fine. It actually seemed very clean, very, very well taken care of, and very nice inside, just with the exception of an old belt that snapped. So I'm going to try to fix that. I'll let you guys know what happens. Otherwise, this thing's in, like, great condition with the exception of the fact that, like, the plate on the front that said, like, all the information fell off. I mean, that kind of stinks. But otherwise, it's in really good condition. I got all the paperwork and everything. That's really, really cool as well. So $1 for that. Really good deal, and it would be the best thing I picked up, except for the fact that I can't guarantee that it works. I'm like 90% sure it works, but I don't know, and it had a broken belt, so we'll give that the best stuff to these still. But still, very, very cool. But that's not everything I grabbed. As I'm leaving the flea market with Chris, he goes, "Oh, wait, hold on. I got something in my car for you." So I'm thinking, okay, cool. What's he got? He comes back. He's got some awesome stuff to give me. He gave me the soundtrack to Space Jam. So cool. Great soundtrack. Then on top of that, he gave me Space Jam on Blu-ray. I don't have this movie on Blu-ray. I have the special whatever edition on DVD, which I'm going to be keeping because it comes in really cool, like, shiny packaging. I like the DVD release, but I didn't have it in high definition, so that's absolutely awesome. And on top of that, inside here were some codes. Looks like a Disney code, I'm not for sure for what. Some Sony codes right here. Spectre, Falling Skies, and The Finest Hours. Very, very cool when they give me some codes. That's awesome. And again, on top of that yet, 24, Season 8, the complete final season on a Blu-ray. I have this on DVD, but I did not have it on Blu-ray, so that is really, really cool. So definitely some awesome upgrades right here. Stuff I already had on DVD, but I got to upgrade to Blu-ray. That's really cool. So just awesome. I think, I don't remember what he said about his, he probably doesn't use the codes, but I don't remember what he said about Space Jams. I'm not sure about that. I can't remember what he said, but I think the 24, he said he accidentally got another, another copy of. Apparently he bought this on like Black Friday or something like that, and then came across another copy at like a flea market and forgot he had it and picked it up, so he ended up with 2 copies, and that's why he gave me that. So very cool, Chris. Thank you so much for those. That is awesome. I really do appreciate the goodies you gave me. That was really, really cool. I'll definitely be putting those to use. Definitely love upgrading. So very awesome. So there you go, guys. Like I said, not the best hunting trip ever because of the heat. Not as many people out selling stuff, but still really cool finds. A lot of awesome CDs. The fact that I came across all this Game Boy games is really cool. I mean, these being the only DVDs I picked up. I mean, it is what it is, but they're really good titles for $1. They're just an amazing find. I'm definitely glad when I'm out hunting and I might not get a lot. I mean, this is definitely, I'd say quality over quantity. I'll say that. I might not pick up a lot of stuff, but I got really good stuff. That's always nice. I mean, it's certainly nice to come back with a huge haul of like okay titles, but when you only come back with like 2 DVDs, but they're awesome DVDs for a really good deal, I mean, that's definitely a score. And all these VHS tapes, especially this one right here, this is awesome. Really excited about that. And of course, film projector on top of it all. Really, really cool. So definitely a lot of awesome stuff. Good hunting trip. Definitely looking forward to getting out there again. In fact, I think maybe the next time I go out hunting at a flea market, I'm going to go out to Q-Mart. I haven't been out to Quakertown Farmers Market at all this year yet. Definitely want to get out there. I was talking to Chris again and saying that, you know, I want to head out there. He was saying he wants to go out there too. There's also a flea market out by him in New Jersey. He lives in Jersey. So I told him probably not over the summer because I just don't feel like driving all the way to Jersey to hunt in the heat. It's like if I'm gonna be miserable hunting in heat, I'm gonna make it at least somewhere kind of close. But I told him once the weather gets better, like in the fall, I'll probably be heading out to New Jersey to go hunt at his local hunting grounds because apparently his flea market's awesome. So I would love to definitely go out there. So I plan on doing that. So all kinds of fun trips coming up with Chris and whatnot, and definitely excited. So all right, guys, there you go. That was it. So, all right, like I always say, guys, thank you so much for checking this video out. Be sure to hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a new video from me every single day, hit that subscribe button, and you're going to get one. Also, if you want to grab yourself a Cinema t-shirt, hoodie, tank top, buttons, kids gear, hats, baby gear, all kinds of Cinema gear, head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com, where you can get yourself some of that. And finally, if you want to show your support for new content and just show your thanks and appreciation for these videos, head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness for every tiny little helps, and it's very much greatly appreciated. So again, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.